Nutrition can make, often does make, the biggest difference when it comes to results. Today, I'm going to be doing something to prove a point. It's something a bit ridiculous, but also a little bit selfish. It's potentially possible that you have heard the saying that you can't out-train a bad diet, or you can't outrun a bad diet, or you can't out-exercise a bad diet. And these things are true. And while a lot of information out there about fitness, a lot of the cliches and the platitudes that you hear time and time again are accurate, are true, can be helpful, what happens a lot of the time is they're not, we understand the what, but not really the why or the how. And that's what I want this to really be about. I want to show you exactly why you can't out-exercise, out-train, outrun a bad diet. And I'm going to do so with one of my favorite things, and that is breakfast cereal. Now, for as long as I can remember, I have loved breakfast cereal. Way back in the day, it was my breakfast. As I got older, as I started to eat more things, as I got more into health and fitness and realized, oh, I should eat some protein in the mornings too, all these things added up to cereal is like my favorite snack now. Oftentimes like nighttime snack, but right now, for the sake of this video, I'm going to make like a Saturday morning as a child and sit down and have some cereal to make this point about how you cannot and never will be able to out-exercise poor eating habits. And what's great for me, selfishly, is that I get to do so with cereal, which is going to be delicious. I also like how you can't see much of my shirt except for the Mickey ears that just like pop up, which adds to the childlike wonder of eating a box of cereal and watching TV. It's perfect. I've got my bowl, I got my spoon, I've got my Fairlife milk. Honestly, I really like Fairlife. It is milk, but it's like extra filtered, ultra filtered milk. 50% less sugar, 13 grams of protein. So it's a little lower on carbs, a little higher on protein than average milk. I just enjoy having it on hand and having it be my go-to milk product. The chocolate milk, delicious. If you haven't had it, make that a priority. So I've got my Fairlife, and I've got a family-sized box of Fruity Pebbles. I've been excited to eat these ever since I bought them. I went with a family-sized box because I tend to eat cereal in mass quantities, partially because it's delicious, partially because it's not super filling. I can eat as if I were a family, so a family-sized box it is. I also kind of mash, which I did not intentionally plan. So I'm gonna be having my Fruity Pebbles, and essentially we're gonna sit here, we're gonna eat these Fruity Pebbles, and we're gonna see how quickly I can finish off a family-sized box of Fruity Pebbles, or if I can. I'm pretty confident in my cereal eating abilities. I'm gonna actually start a timer, I'm gonna put on some Netflix, I'm gonna Netflix and chill with my own Fruity Pebs, and we're gonna time lapse it so you don't get too bored watching me chew. You know what? Go ahead and drop a comment on your prediction, whether or not you think I'm gonna finish the box, and kind of how long you think it'll take me to finish the box, family-sized box of Fruity Pebbles. I'm curious to see what you think. Hopefully we can read here, but I mean, we're looking at 22 servings for the entire box. That's a lot of servings. Let's get to work. Love that sound. Oh yeah, I'm excited. Got my bowl down. Only spilled like 3 Pebs. Oh, no, 4. I'm gonna make sure I get the timer started as I start eating, and I'm actually gonna put on an episode of Chef's Table on Netflix, which is a fun little like kind of biopic documentary thing about chefs. Figured I'd balance out the classlessness of Fruity Pebbles with some like fine dining. We're gonna dive in with this first bite. Timer started simultaneously in 3, 2, and so it begins. And so begins the Netflix. muting it for a second just to say it's a sweet show. You should just watch it. I'm here trying to watch this fun chef show. His mother died. Dad is, I think, dead now in the storyline.
I was the last hope for the family.
What a sad episode. I won't lie to you. I do feel myself slowing down a bit. Just wanted to throw that out there. Last bite, here we go. We did it. I'm not gonna want Fruity Pebbles for a while, but we did it. We made it. And not only did we do it, but, and this is going to lend itself to the point I'm here to prove, we did it in 36 minutes and 40.19 seconds, according to the stopwatch I had running. This is pretty quick. Dang it. I was gonna do the fun stuff on the back too. I got too caught up in the TV. Curse you, Netflix. Might as well see if I can find the 5 cereal spoons though, right? We got 1, 2, 3, 4. That one's being sneaky. Found the 5th. I won't do the rest on camera. Took the liberty of crunching my numbers as accurately as I possibly could based on the weights that I measured. All in all, I had 21.78 servings. I mean, the whole box. 22, just a bit shy. And I had 3.78, the theme, I guess, for servings, 3.78 servings of the Fairlife milk. So that means in total, in under 37 minutes, I consumed a lot. But the point I'm trying to prove is not that Ben can eat a lot in a single sitting. That has been proven time and time again throughout history. The point I'm wanting to make with this is how easy it is to eat lots of calories in a relatively quick period of time. In less time than it takes to watch an episode of your favorite show on Netflix, you can end up consuming more calories than you should probably be having in an entire day. Literally what I just did. In total, so that's milk plus the cereal, weighed it all out so I could be as accurate as possible. I just consumed 2,850 calories, 71 grams of protein, 524 grams of carbs, and 39 grams of fat. Vitamins A, D, E, and K are actually fat-soluble vitamins, so I tend to buy any sort of dairy with at least a little bit of fat to help with the nutrient uptake of vitamins A, D, E, and K. But nerdy bit aside about vitamins and nutrients, let's get back to the ridiculous number of calories. Even if I were trying to gain muscle, gain weight right now, consuming 524 grams of carbs in a single day would be on the high side for those goals. And I just had it in less than 37 minutes.
Less than 37 minutes.
That's pretty quick. By the end, I was full. Am full. It's still relevant. But it was relatively easy to dramatically overeat in 37 minutes. I consumed 2,850 calories, calorically speaking. That is a lot of food, a lot of carbohydrates. There's nothing bad about those inherently, but having too much can be a problem. And that's really the point I want to make. That's why we're doing this ridiculous video. Nutrition, cereal, calories. At the end of the day, you can't out-train, out-exercise, or outrun a bad diet. simply because it is way easier to consume calories than it is to burn calories. If your goal is to lose weight, if your goal is to lose fat, the key to making that happen is what's called a caloric deficit. That simply means that you're consuming fewer calories than you're burning each day. And that difference becomes the caloric deficit. That deficit means you're going to be burning whatever stored energy, namely excess body fat, to meet your caloric demands. That is a caloric deficit. If you're trying to maintain weight, maybe you lost a bunch of weight, you're looking great, you're happy with where you're at, and you want to maintain and be more in a maintenance phase. Caloric maintenance is where you want to be. So you want to kind of, or as close as you possibly can, be eating as many calories as you're burning each day. And then on the flip side of that, gaining weight. If you're trying to gain lean muscle, if you're trying to get bigger, there's what's called a caloric surplus, and that simply means consuming more calories than you're burning each day. Those are the three main phases of fitness, or of fitness goals. The reason why you can't out-train a bad diet is because, especially if you're trying to maintain a caloric deficit so that you can lose weight, it's really, really easy to eat a lot of calories. It's a lot less easy to burn them. Now, I don't mean to turn this video into you'll need to do X number of burpees to burn off a bowl of Fruity Pebbles or Cinnamon Toast Crunch. That's kind of ridiculous. But what I want this to do is highlight the fact that it is way easier to eat food, to consume calories, than it is to burn them. And I think that's important to remember, because I see it time and time again. People are going to the gym. People are putting so much time and effort into lifting weights, into doing their cardio, into whatever it may be, and putting so much into that, and nutrition is oft forgotten. But nutrition, that should really be flipped. Nutrition should be priority number one when it comes to your health, when it comes to your fitness goals. Exercising, activity is kind of the cherry on top. That's not to say that exercising isn't good. It absolutely is, and people should exercise. But exercise doesn't make as big of a difference as people often imagine it does. So many people, whether it's people I'm coaching or just people I've seen at the gym, who are super consistent. They're going to the gym, they're crushing their workouts day after day, week after week, month after month, but they're not seeing the sort of progress that they want to see. And the reason why is that their nutrition is not dialed in at the same level. Regardless of what your fitness goals are, having your nutrition dialed in will make a huge difference. Plain and simple, the 2,850 calories you just watched me eat in less than 37 minutes is way more than you're burning off at your favorite high-intensity interval training class, your favorite Orange Theory fitness coach on your Peloton ride. Way more calorically than that, and that is important to realize. That's important to understand, because oftentimes nutrition is that unlock key to the results that you want, and the results that honestly your effort probably deserves. Because for all I know, you're just like all these people I've worked with, all these people I've seen that are going to the gym consistently and feel like they're just spinning their wheels. Nutrition often does make the biggest difference when it comes to results. The way I like to think of it is that the training, what we do in the gym, or the exercise we do, that stimulates the change, and then our nutrition fuels it. And if we're fueling it with too many carbs, or too many calories, or too many grams of fat, that can be problematic, and that can slow down progress. And as we just saw, it's really easy to have too many, really easy to eat too much, especially with hyper-palatable foods that are delicious and simple to eat, which, I mean, it's in their best interest. They're in the business of selling cereal. If they make cereal that's really tasty, they sell more cereal. This importance of nutrition over training is particularly relevant when it comes to losing fat. If your goal is to gain lean mass, your training becomes more important to help stimulate the growth that you're trying to achieve. Still need enough food to make it happen, but training becomes more and more important as you're getting more and more specific with your goals. If you want your biceps to be bigger, you have to train your biceps. But with fat loss, what you're doing in the gym doesn't matter as much as simply maintaining that caloric deficit and making sure that you're consuming fewer calories than you're burning each day. Being more active, getting your steps in, going for a jog, going to the gym, all of those things will increase caloric expenditure, and that's great. But it takes 37 minutes to throw that all out the window with a box of family-sized Fruity Pebbles. Not recommended. I just did that for the sake of people being able to see how simple it is to eat a lot and to overeat in a matter of minutes. Basically, I did this so that you don't have to. Whether it's a birthday party, family gathering, night out with the friends, or whatever it might be, there are all sorts of reasons to eat a little bit more than you normally would. And it's important to realize how quickly that can get out of hand and how easily that can really undermine what you're doing the rest of the week. Maybe you crushed it Monday through Thursday, so Friday you're like, you know what, I deserve a reward. But that reward can add up very quickly and can completely undermine the effort you put in Monday through Thursday. All in all, I guess there are two main takeaways from this whole video. One, that Ben guy can eat a ton of cereal. Two, and much more importantly, nutrition is far more important than training when it comes to your fitness goals. And that is especially the case if your goal is fat loss. So remember that to maintain that caloric deficit, you have to pay attention to what you're eating. Fittingly, I'm wearing my Stronger You shirt, not planned but very fortuitous. Stronger You is a nutrition company, a nutrition coaching company, and they're not just any nutrition coaching company, they're actually the company that I do all of my nutrition coaching through. Very, very relevant for a video that's all about how important nutrition is compared to training. If you're interested in maybe dialing in your nutrition that much more, drop me a line, drop me a note, say something in the comments, or check out strongeryou.com. Stronger and then the letter U.com. Stronger You is a fantastic place full of all kinds of great information and some fantastic coaches that help people with their nutrition in their day-to-day lives so that they can get the results that they deserve. And that does it. That's it. I don't have any more cereal to eat. We're through. Thank you so much for watching the absurdity of me eating an entire box of Fruity Pebbles. Hopefully it was insightful or enlightening about the actual importance of nutrition, because the cliches and platitudes get tossed around all the time. It's different when you can actually see how quick and how simple it is to undo and undermine your training or even the rest of your week of nutrition with something as innocuous as cereal. So I hope that was enlightening. I hope that was insightful. I really do appreciate you tuning in, watching, listening. And honestly, if you're interested in getting your nutrition that much more dialed in, or if you've got questions, drop me a line, shoot me a DM, drop a comment, because ultimately nutrition really is the biggest mover, and it's the key to getting the results that you want, but also the results that your effort deserves. So remember that, and until next time, don't eat an entire box of Fruity Pebbles in one sitting. In a not so shocking and quite related development, I suddenly want to take a nap.